Welcome to Messages for the Signs. I am Tammy Toshnik, and this video is for Aquarius and Pisces for the week of September 13th. Here we are almost 2 weeks through September. I think we're time jumping, don't you, Aquarius? That's a conversation for another day. So my phone shut down just as I was pulling your cards, Aquarius. That's why they're already laid out here, and you're not going to see me pull them, but you'll have to trust that I went through the process as I always do, shuffling and then pulling, and here we go. So what's interesting to me as well, Aquarius, is that Capricorn, Sagittarius, Scorpio all had similar feeling, similar vibe for their readings. So I'm wondering what's happening here in the sense that, yeah, we're just a similar vibes. And so maybe those suns are all moving through a cycle, a similar cycle. So that's interesting. Alrighty. Here you go, Aquarius. Exchanging gifts, regeneration, to be fair, magical map shifter, metamorphosis, and ride the wave. And so just as I told your friends in the Capricorn, Sagittarius, and Scorpio worlds, this feels like to me, Aquarius, that you've definitely come through a struggle, a period of transition. Metamorphosis leads me to believe that. Regeneration, metamorphosis, very similar. Something had to die. Or something had to leave in order for something new to be born. Of course, that sometimes will be physical death, but many times it's symbolic. So a belief system, an ending of a cycle, even a difference of attitude, you know, like sometimes when we change our attitudes about things, something new will come in. Not sometimes, all the time actually. And this feels, though, the struggle from before, it feels like something, you're struggling with something that isn't just or fair. But to be fair comes up to remind us, or to say, sorry, that the result here that you're looking for is beneficial. It's beneficial to both parties because you've got exchanging gifts, and exchanging gifts is about that balance, the reciprocity, the balance between giving and receiving. And then to be fair, you see she's holding these plates, sort of like the scales of justice, if you will. That's what I always think of when I see this card. And so that tells me it is between you and another, that something has come into balance, and that you are perhaps going to be working together, or this could be relationship-wise too, that there's a nice yin and yang going on here for you, Aquarius, and I like this. I like this for you. Regeneration, it's brought new life, but there's still something creeping in here. They're showing me images of the past. It's something, perhaps, again, the ending of that cycle that I'm feeling, that you've been undergoing for a while. And now remember, Aquarius, these readings are just for the week, the upcoming days, but sometimes they do reference cycles, and we're all in a cycle at one point or another, whether it be something from our chart, a lesson that we've been learning, an ending, a beginning, or as we see something as an ending or a beginning, because of course there's no such thing as a true ending or a true beginning. It's just around and around and around we go. It just feels like something was unfair. You're dealing with something that, again, an imbalance in something, Aquarius, is what I want to say. And now it's become balanced, which is awesome. And so magical map shifter is about paying attention to the people around you. So this does feel very people-y to me, Aquarius. This isn't just your own inner workings going on here. You're working with other people, or other people have come in to either help you or work with you, and it may have been other people that have caused you this imbalance, or caused you to feel out of balance, or that something wasn't fair or just, but it's going to be settled. That's what it feels like, a settled, not settling in that connotation that we think of, we're settling for something, but settled, so you can sort of put it to bed. And ride the wave is all about abundance and prosperity. And so this is where I'm getting this feeling that something's coming in for you, Aquarius, that you're going to feel like, okay, that feels fair to me, that is beneficial to me, and beneficial to others as well. Even here you've got two dolphins. So there's definitely something having to do with two. So it could be the energy of the two, which is relationship. So that's leading me back to this is relationship-wise for some of you. What else too is about balance. Libras are I always think of Libra as the 2 in the astrology, in the zodiac, because they love love. They love to be in relationships, even though this is Aquarius reading here. It might be a Libra coming in. There's something about the 2 for you. Interesting too, right? Aquarius, typically you run over February. That's the second month too. So I don't know. Does 2 mean anything to you, Aquarius? So yes, this is what I'm seeing here. You got flying horse. Everything's sort of, you see how it's elevated up. She's rising up. Regeneration is up. So everything's looking up for you, Aquarius, is what I have to say. I hope that helps you. Moving on to Pisces. I hope we are all shifting here. I think we need a good shift. All right, so Pisces. What does Pisces need to know for their best and highest good? Pisces, this reading is for the week of September 13th. And as per usual, this is a general reading, so take what makes sense to you and leave the rest. And what does Pisces need to know for their best and highest good? Okay, Pisces, you've got message in a bottle, happy, happy, here and now, bone collector, into the unknown, and dry desert. You know what I'm going to say to you right now, Pisces? Where's your mind at? Are you worrying about the past? Are you worrying about the future? Because you've got here and now, which is a very direct message asking you to be present in the moment. You only have influence, if you will, over this present moment, which of course then circulates, ripples out, and creates our future. But what I mean by that is focus on what you can see right in front of you. And happy, happy asks you to do that as well, Pisces. Focus on what makes you happy in the moment. Look for the gratitude. Bone collector is about past experiences or conditioning coming up, bleeding through and affecting you in the here and now. So what are you allowing to come from your past and to sort of take over the moment, pull you out of the present moment is what I want to say, Pisces. And where can you clean that up? Into the unknown is about the future, you know, moving into something that makes you uncomfortable, a little bit nervous, but it's necessary and it's good. Dry desert, we think of, you know, something, we think of the desert when we think of something that isn't alive or is not moving or is very still, and we have negative connotations of the desert, but think of places like Sedona. So perhaps some of you Pisces are thinking about going to Sedona. That would be good for you going through this here, beneficial for you. But for many of you, it's really just the feeling and how you're feeling. We think of the desert as where there is no life, and that is not true. There is life everywhere. It's just beneath the surface. But in order for you to uncover that, you're going to have to do something that makes you a little, again, uncomfortable, even a little nervous. We're not talking about being reckless. These are calculated risks, but taking that step, that first step. And we always say things like, take the step and the rest of the path will show itself to you, or you only need to be okay with taking the first step and not worrying about the second and third, etc. We all know those sayings, right? So this definitely, Pisces, to me means you do have to do something that's making you a little uncomfortable, but you really do have to focus on what is right in front of you, because you know what? Spirit's trying to send you messages. You're asking for them. Are you receiving them? So often we ask for signs and symbols. We send up prayer and wishes and desires, and then we don't pay attention to the messages that come in, or we try to interpret them in a way that makes us feel better. But I don't see anything here to give you any warning about, and I usually don't give readings like that anyway, Pisces. This just feels like you sort of need to get out of your own way, focus on what you have right now in the moment, because there's happiness, there's joy here to be found if you can sort of just get out of your own way. That's what it feels like. And understand that even if you don't see something moving on the surface, it doesn't mean nothing is happening. There's always something happening in the spirit world. Always, always, always. Something is always being created, moving, flowing, on its way to us, but we just get in our own way because we put the blinders on and we don't want to sometimes do the things that we have to do, and or we say we don't want to try this or take another chance because in the past it didn't work out. So that's for you as well, Pisces. Are you worried about doing this because it didn't work out before? Well, then look to where you're different. That will give you an idea of how something can be different, have a different result. If you're different, if you're thinking about it in a new way with excitement and curiosity, well, that will change the outcome. And remember, there's always something going on beneath the surface. I hope that helps you, and I hope to see you here next week. Take care.